Ron Dijas. I have just a special Facebook and YouTube live today. I'm so excited. We have one of my very favorite people, Patrick Trueman, who is the executive director of the National Center on Sexual Exploitation. I refer to it as NCOSE, so I'll probably just call it NCOSE. Their website is endsexualexploitation.org. That'll appear in the comments, and you'll see why you need to visit that website as we talk about this exciting topic. So, Patrick, last week you had an exciting trip, and I wonder if you could just share with us where you were and what happened on that trip.
Thank you, Ron. Good to be here. I was in Rome last week for a very special worldwide conference. The conference was called Child Dignity in the Digital World. And the purpose of the conference was to recognize that we have on an unprecedented scale an attack on children, the sexual exploitation of children. And so 120 leaders from around the world on this issue were invited, and I was just pleased to be one of them.
The ABC News had an article on this major conference, and I want to read a couple of lines from this because one of the people that you met with was Pope Francis, and that had to be an exciting time for you. In fact, I think we have a picture of you actually shaking hands with Pope Francis, which is a pretty exciting. That must have been an exciting moment for you. So,
yes, it sure was.
Sure. The ABC News on abcnews.go.com had an article where, and this is one of the things that they said, which I find quite remarkable. Pope Francis met with participants of a Catholic Church-backed international conference on fighting child pornography and protecting children in the digital age. He fully backed their proposals to toughen sanctions against those who abuse and exploit children online and improve technological filters to prevent young people from accessing porn online. So that's quite a statement to come from the Pope. Do you think that this signals a significant movement in the Catholic Church on this issue?
Yes, I think it does. We've had the Catholic bishops in our country, the United States, issue a fine statement a year and a half ago on pornography, a very extensive one, warning of the dangers and the harm to marriages and to families' personal life. But now the Pope has issued a very fine statement. On the last day of this Congress, he addressed us for about a half hour. And it's so important. It wasn't, as ABC News mentioned there, just a conference to talk about child pornography. Two of our board members who spoke at the event, Dr. Donald Hilton and Dr. Mary Ann Layden, addressed the influence of adult pornography on the family and what that does to children, and the exposure of pornography, adult pornography, to children. In fact, the Pope in his address to us had this, if I could quote it, Ron, I'd like to. Very fine statement. He said, "We would seriously be deluding ourselves were we to think that a society wherein a normal consumption of internet sex is rampant among adults could be capable of effectively protecting children." So the conference was to talk about how we're going to protect children, and the Pope took it even to a new level, saying, how do you expect to protect children if the society is so consumed with hardcore pornography consumption?
Boy, that is for sure. The culture that we live in, I refer to it as a pornified culture, and it just is surrounding us everywhere. And I do know that when the Pope travels worldwide and speaks publicly, literally millions of people come out to see him. And I also know that there are supposedly 63 million Catholics in the United States alone. And so even here in the United States, do you think that'll have a significant impact here in the United States as well?
Yes, I see his comments are being written up in diocesan newspapers throughout the country. That is, each state has several dioceses, but the point is his remarks are rippling through our Catholic society, but also through a worldwide society, because there were at this conference Jews, there were Quakers, there were people of all different religions, and because the people that were picked to attend were weren't just Catholics, they were leaders of an effort to protect society from pornography and to protect children from sexual harm. And so I think this is going to have a profound effect. And I've already received several communications just in the less than 1 week that I've been back from Rome, encouraging my actions. And so I think that all the participants are spurred to do more because of the conference and the Pope's remark.
So Patrick Trueman, Executive Director of National Center on Sexual Exploitation, Nicosia and Covenant Eyes share what I consider a very high goal, high purpose of actually changing culture, helping to implement a real change in culture. And I know with your office, which is in view of the Capitol in Washington, you have had multiple opportunities to appear at the Capitol in front of Congress. And I personally look at Nicosia as and our at Covenant Eyes, my representative in Washington. And you're truly, I know you've had so many positive impacts that you truly are already impacting culture. The Vatican clearly is in the upper echelon of cultural impact. And for this conference and even the exciting time of your personally meeting the Pope, this is a significant thing. And now I think I can look at you and Nicosia as even being our representatives at this very upper echelon level of the Vatican itself. And so I want to thank you for your work. I want to thank you for the successes that you and your team have had in this critical area of pornography and sexual exploitation and to change culture. And so I guess the final question I have for you then would be, what can I personally do? What can our viewers do to help in your mission to change culture?
Well, Ron, you're a board of directors member of our organization, the National Center on Sexual Exploitation. And you know what we do is establish projects and programs to involve the public in an effort to end sexual exploitation in America, whether it's pornography or sex trafficking, etc., child sex abuse. So what I would encourage people to do, two things. Number one, go to our website, endsexualexploitation.org. And you'll see many projects that you can be involved in to protect your family, to protect your community, to protect your country. And the second thing that people could do is to contribute financially to us. That's the fuel that keeps us going. And you've been very generous personally, and I thank you for that. We hope others will be as well.
Patrick, we're going to make sure that we have a link to that donate page on endsexualexploitation.org. I really do encourage you know, I know personally, I am on your board, and I know that you are underfunded and overworked and having a tremendous impact. And so, you know, there might be someone out there who can afford a $10 million endowment. Could you use that?
And we can use that today, Ron.
Yes, that's right. So please do consider. I always think when I'm donating to Nicosia, I really do think, can I add a zero to it? And so that's kind of where I personally am. So, Patrick, I want to thank you for joining us on this Facebook and YouTube Live today. I look forward to seeing you next time I see you, and I want to thank you for the tremendous work that you and your team at Nicosia are doing. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to our viewers also for joining.